Prince William has finally opened up about something that's been kept quiet for quite a while, just as he's about to hit his 50s. He's talked about the tricky relationship he had with his parents, Prince Charles and Princess Diana, especially after his mother's heartbreaking death. This revelation comes as a big moment for the Prince of Wales, who's been carrying the emotional weight of that loss for years. He's been candid about how his mum's passing affected his mental health and shaped the person he is today. This has given us a rare glimpse into the private struggles he's faced, letting us see a side of him that most people never get to witness. But before we dive into his honest reflections, let's take a quick look at Prince William's life leading up to this point. He was born at St. Mary's Hospital in London on June 21, 1982. His parents, Prince Charles and Princess Diana, welcomed their first child, a son. This happened during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who, by the way, was his maternal grandmother. A week after his birth, Buckingham Palace announced that his full name would be William Arthur Philip Lewis. A few weeks later, on August 4th, William was baptized by the Archbishop of Canterbury in the Grand Music Hall at Buckingham Palace. The same day, his great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, was celebrating her 82nd birthday, making it a doubly special occasion for the family. William's birth was a huge moment in history. It had been almost 80 years since the last son of a Prince and Princess of Wales had been born, way back in 1905 when Prince John was born to Prince George and Princess Mary. His arrival was a big deal for both the royal family and the people of the UK, and his childhood was filled with fun adventures with his parents. In fact, when he was just 9 months old, the young prince was already making memories with his family. William's first trip abroad came when he joined his parents on a tour of Australia and New Zealand. It was a big deal because no royal baby had ever traveled with their parents on such a tour before. Everywhere the young prince went, he was met with smiles and excitement from everyone who saw him. Then, in September 1984, his younger brother, Prince Harry, was born, and their family was complete. The two boys grew up in the beautiful Kensington Palace in London and the peaceful Highgrove House in Gloucestershire. These royal homes were filled with love, laughter, and plenty of care from their parents. Within the family, William was affectionately called Wills, while his brother Harry gave him the nickname Willie, and their mum Diana had a sweet name for him too, Wombat. As well as the usual royal education, Diana made sure her boys had experiences that went beyond the palace walls. She took them to places like Walt Disney World, McDonald's, AIDS clinics, and shelters for the homeless, wanting them to have a broader understanding of life. Over time, William developed a strong sense of self and became known for his calm nature. Diana even called him her little wise old man, and during his early teenage years, he was someone she trusted deeply, confiding in him about things only she could understand. It must have been a lot for such a young boy to carry, especially knowing the pressures of royal life. William's education began at Jane Minor Nursery and continued at Wetherby Preparatory School in London. After that, he attended Ludgrove School near Wokingham in Berkshire, where he got involved in a wide range of sports and activities, including football, swimming, basketball, and cross-country running. In the summer, he even worked with private tutor Rory Stewart to help with his studies. At Eton College, William focused on geography, biology, and art history. He did well academically, scoring an A in geography, a C in biology, and a B in art history. During his time at Eton, William really stood out with his leadership skills. He was captain of the swimming team, led the football team, and even got involved in water polo. His athletic achievements and natural leadership made him a memorable presence at the school. Sending William to Eton was a bit of a change for the royal family, as they typically sent royal heirs to Gordonstoun, the school his father and grandfather had both attended. But instead, William followed in the footsteps of his brother and Diana's father, both of whom were Eton alumni. The royal family reached an agreement with the media to respect William's privacy while he focused on his studies. In exchange for this, they would receive regular updates on his life. John Wake, head of the Press Complaints Commission, stressed that William should be seen as a young man in a critical phase of his development, not just as a celebrity. This was to help underline the importance of his academic years. While at Eton, William would often visit Windsor Castle on weekends to have tea with his grandmother, the Queen. During these visits, He would also take part in discussions about the royal family's constitutional duties and state matters, which were designed to prepare him for his future role as king. In 1991, William suffered a serious head injury when a co-worker accidentally hit him with a golf club. He was rushed to Royal Berkshire Hospital and later needed surgery for a skull fracture at Great Ormond Street Hospital. The injury left him with a permanent scar, and the media quickly took notice. In 1999, after breaking a finger, William had surgery to prevent any further damage to his hand. After finishing his studies at Eton, William took a gap year to travel and get involved in various activities. He worked on English dairy farms, joined British Army training exercises in Belize, and spent 10 weeks in Chile with the Raleigh International Program. There he taught English and helped with local construction projects in the town of Tortel. William's deep interest in African cultures led him to teach himself Swahili, a language he was particularly drawn to. Since 2001, he's been studying at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland, where, much like at Eton, his privacy was respected by the media. The university even warned students against sharing stories with the press. Initially, William studied art history, but he later switched to geography. His thesis focused on the coral reefs of Rodrigues, an island in the Indian Ocean, and he graduated with honors in 2005 with a Bachelor of Arts degree. To keep his identity under wraps while at university, William joined the National University of Scotland's water polo team for the 2004 Celtic Nations tournament. There, he went by the name Steve to avoid recognition. Throughout his studies, he managed to keep a low profile, making it easier for him to lead a more normal life compared to the public scrutiny he faced. Throughout his life, William has been deeply influenced by his mother, Diana. She was his emotional anchor, especially during the difficult years of her marriage to Prince Charles. Their relationship was pivotal for William, as Charles didn't provide the same emotional support. Charles and Diana married in 1981, but their 15-year marriage was filled with infidelity on both sides. Charles had an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, and Diana had her own affairs. Despite living in the spotlight, William had a remarkable understanding of his mother's emotional struggles, particularly during her separation from Charles in 1992, which led to the War of the Waleses. Diana faced many challenges, not only in dealing with her marriage, but also in trying to protect her own happiness and safety. She affectionately called William the man of my life, and he did everything he could to support her. At one point, William even expressed a desire to become a law enforcement officer one day, believing that the role would allow him to better protect her. William had no idea that even more turmoil was on the way. The official divorce between Prince Charles and Princess Diana happened in 1996, and it hit William hard, both emotionally and mentally. At that point, William felt a strong sense of responsibility to protect his younger brother, Harry, and his mother from the overwhelming media attention and public interest that came with the divorce. Growing up under intense public scrutiny during his adolescence profoundly shaped William's views on privacy, especially concerning his relationships with the media. From a young age, William and his brother Harry were often the focus of relentless press attention, and they quickly learned how to navigate this public spotlight. The media's intrusion into their lives, both as children and as young adults, was something they had to endure daily. For William, this constant exposure was both a source of frustration and a defining element of his royal upbringing. The need for privacy became deeply ingrained in him, especially when it came to matters of the heart and personal relationships. His parents' tumultuous marriage and eventual divorce further influenced how he approached his own romantic life. Witnessing the breakdown of Charles and Diana's relationship, with the public fallout and emotional toll on his family, made William particularly cautious when it came to love and marriage. He was deeply affected by the way his parents' separation played out in the public eye, and this experience left him reflecting on the complexities of relationships in the royal spotlight. As a result, he became more deliberate and protective of his personal life, especially when it came to sharing moments with those he loved. At the same time, he learned to balance his public duties with his private life. The royal family's very public existence meant that personal moments were often intertwined with official responsibilities, a reality that William had to accept from a young age. As he grew older, he became increasingly aware of how his family's struggles shaped not only his own identity, but also his future role within the monarchy. His mother, Princess Diana, was a profound influence on his understanding of duty and resilience. Through her charitable work and dedication to causes she cared about, William learned the importance of using one's platform for positive change. Diana's legacy of empathy and compassion inspired him to continue her work, particularly in the area of mental health. Over the years, William has been a strong advocate for mental health awareness, recognizing the profound impact that such issues had on his own family and wanting to ensure others did not suffer in silence. Despite these efforts to move forward and carve out his own path, the trauma from his parents' divorce lingered, never fully healed. The emotional scars from that time were still raw when, in 1997, another devastating blow came: the sudden and tragic death of his mother. Diana's passing in a car accident in Paris on August 31, 1997, left William completely shattered. He was only 15 years old at the time, and he and Harry were staying with their father, Prince Charles, at Balmoral Castle in Scotland when the news broke. The morning after the accident, they were informed of their mother's death, a moment that would forever alter the course of William's life. Just 368 days after their parents' divorce, the loss of Diana was a catastrophic event for William, one that compounded his grief and forced him to face the world in a way no child should have to. The experience was traumatic, and it left him with a deep sense of sorrow that he would carry with him for years to come. During the funeral procession, William was unsure whether he should walk behind his mother's coffin. His grandfather, Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, gently encouraged him to do so, reminding him that he might regret not walking and asking if William would join him for a walk, should the opportunity arise during the funeral. After Diana's death, William and Harry, alongside their father, grandfather, and maternal uncle, Charles Spencer, made their way from Kensington Palace to Westminster Abbey. In the years that followed, William admitted that he was in a state of shock for a long time. Both he and Harry remained largely silent about their mother's tragic passing, refusing to make public statements about their grief. It wasn't until their 30th birthdays that the brothers received the majority of the £12.9 million left to them by Diana in her will. Among the inheritance was a £1 million sum, as well as the original lyrics and score for Elton John's song "Candle in the Wind," which was performed at Diana's funeral. In addition to these, they inherited several of Diana's personal belongings, including her wedding dress, various dresses, diamond tiaras, jewels, letters, and paintings. At 21, William took on the role of state counselor, carrying out various duties on behalf of the Queen. His first major responsibility in this role came in 2005, during a Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, and later that year, while in New Zealand, he carried out his first public solo commitment, attending World War II commemorations. Tina Brown, the author, notes that William, like his father, has expressed an interest in one day becoming the Governor-General of Australia. To support him in his royal duties, a private office was set up for William and Harry in 2009, with David Manning appointed as their advisor. William's first official tour in 2010 took him to Auckland and Wellington. During the tour, he had the honor of inaugurating the new building that would house the Supreme Court of New Zealand, and was warmly received by the public, with a large crowd turning out to see him, surpassing even the welcome his mother had received on her own tour years earlier. In 1983, William visited Christchurch, New Zealand, and in March 2011, not long after the devastating earthquake there, he returned to deliver a speech at a memorial service held at Hagley Park to honor his grandmother. During that time, he also visited Australia to see the areas affected by floods in Queensland and Victoria. In 2014, William decided to further his education by enrolling at St. John's College in Cambridge. This was to prepare himself for his future role in managing the Duchy of Cornwall. He joined a program for leadership and sustainability, sponsored by his father, which provided him with the chance to study executive management in agriculture. William's initial goal was to pursue a career in the military, and in January 2006, he was accepted into the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. His acceptance was contingent on completing a 44-week cadet course, which led to him being commissioned as an officer in the British Army, specifically as a troop commander in an armored reconnaissance unit. That same year, he joined the Blues and Royals, adopting the rank of lieutenant and taking on the title Gales, in honor of his father's position as Prince of Wales. In 2006, William also spent 5 months at Bovington Camp in Dorset to further prepare for his role. Though the Queen gave him permission to serve on the front line, concerns were raised about the potential risks to him, as he was second in line for the throne. This led the government to decide against sending him to southern Iraq, as the danger of him becoming a target was too high. The Ministry of Defense leaked plans to send him, which only intensified concerns. As a result, William didn't serve in combat but instead trained with the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force. He was commissioned as a lieutenant in the Royal Navy and as a flight officer in the Royal Air Force, both equivalent to the rank of lieutenant in the Army. After completing his training, he was stationed at RAF Cranwell, where he received his wings from his father, who had also trained there, and earned his wings. William's journey into fatherhood began with his relationship with Catherine Middleton, whom he met in 2001 while they were both studying at the University of St. Andrews. They became close friends first, and by 2003 their friendship blossomed into a romantic relationship. From 2003 to 2005, they shared a house in St. Andrews. Despite a brief breakup in 2004, they quickly got back together, though their relationship was heavily scrutinized by the press. William, keen to protect their privacy, made public requests for some space from the media. In 2006, Catherine attended William's graduation parade, and in 2007 she joined him at a concert in memory of Princess Diana. Although the couple briefly split in April 2007, they reconciled soon after. They lived together in Anglesey until 2014, and Catherine was also present at the Royal Order ceremony in 2008. The couple's engagement was announced in October 2010 while they were on holiday in an alpine cabin in Mount Kenya. Clarence House made the official announcement on November 16th. William proposed with the engagement ring that once belonged to his mother, Diana. The wedding took place on April 29, 2011 at Westminster Abbey with much fanfare. The renovations of their official residence at Kensington Palace, Apartment 1A, were completed in 2013, though before that, they lived in Nottingham Cottage. After the wedding, the Queen gifted them Anmer Hall on the Sandringham estate, where they lived from 2015 to 2017. In 2022, they moved to Adelaide Cottage in Windsor. The couple now has 3 children: Prince George, born on July 22, 2013, Princess Charlotte, born on May 2, 2015, and Prince Louis, born on April 23, 2018. They also have 2 English Cocker Spaniels, Lupo and Aura, which they adore. In a rare and deeply personal interview, William opened up about the lasting impact of his mother's death nearly 30 years ago. Reflecting on how her absence has shaped his life, his honesty was both moving and raw. It's clear that, with time, William has found a sense of acceptance, becoming more open about his grief, a shift that speaks to the deep and enduring bond he shared with his late mother, Princess Diana. Prince William's journey of emotional growth and healing has been deeply influenced by the tragic loss of his mother, Princess Diana. As his father's eldest son, William often found himself in a position where he was expected to be a source of emotional support, which further solidified his desire to protect his mother during her lifetime. William's own goals and aspirations have been intertwined with this desire, shaping the way he navigated his royal responsibilities and personal life. Over the years, William has openly acknowledged the profound impact of his mother's death on his emotional well-being. He has shared that, while he is now in a more positive emotional state than he has been in years, his path to recovery has been neither simple nor linear. His journey has been marked by struggle and introspection, as he has gradually come to terms with the grief that has been a constant companion since he was 15 years old. Despite the decades that have passed since Princess Diana's passing, Prince William continues to feel the absence of his mother deeply. He has spoken about the ongoing emotional void and expressed a yearning for her counsel during significant life events. Reflecting on missed opportunities for his mother to share in the joys of his growing family, William's grief is especially poignant as he confronts the harsh reality of never being able to fully experience a relationship with her as an adult. In recent years, he has found solace in speaking openly about his feelings, allowing him to honor his mother's legacy in a more genuine and public way. His honesty has been a source of comfort to others who have experienced similar losses, and he has extended empathy and solidarity to those who grieve in private, away from the public eye. At 41, Prince William's grief still feels raw, and he has challenged the notion that time heals all wounds. Despite the passage of time, the intensity of his pain remains, a reminder of the enduring nature of grief, especially when it involves a figure of such global significance as his mother. His reflections on the enduring impact of her absence and the missed opportunities for guidance speak to the complexity of mourning someone who had such a profound influence on the world, yet was most significantly his mother. Prince William's reflections on grief and loss, particularly the death of his mother, Princess Diana, offer a deeply personal insight into the complexities of mourning and healing. He has acknowledged that complete triumph over such a significant loss is unattainable, highlighting a reality often overlooked by society, which tends to expect individuals to move on or get over their pain. Instead, William has found solace in learning to live with his grief, a process that has required him to navigate the complexities of his emotions with calm determination. In the early years after his mother's death, William made a conscious effort to appear strong, but internally he struggled with a deep sense of numbness and confusion. He recalls being tormented by unanswered questions and plagued by the constant thought of, "Why me?" His grief was overwhelming, and yet he felt the weight of his emotions privately, while being forced to publicly mourn as part of his royal duties. A poignant moment that captured the world's attention was when William and his younger brother Harry walked behind their mother's coffin during the public funeral procession. While the world witnessed their calm, dignified composure, William admits that internally they were both experiencing turmoil. He remembers the painful decision to publicly grieve, trying to balance their private anguish with the public expectations placed upon them. The experience of being thrust into the role of public mourners was a heavy burden that they both carried, and it demonstrated their commitment to honoring their mother's memory, despite their personal suffering. William also spoke about the phone call he had with his mother on the day she passed away, a moment that has since become etched in his memory. Unaware of the tragic events that were unfolding, he and Harry had become distracted by playing outside, cutting short what would become their final conversation with her. William has expressed deep regret about this, acknowledging that if he had known the significance of that call, he would not have been so indifferent to it. This regret has stayed with him, serving as a bittersweet reminder of how fragile life is and how quickly time passes. His reflections on this final call with his mother, shared in the HBO documentary Diana, Our Mother, Her Life and Legacy, underscore the fleeting nature of time and the painful truth that some moments, once past, cannot be regained. William's acknowledgement of this regret speaks to the universal experience of loss, and his openness in sharing this vulnerability allows others to connect with the complexity of grief, particularly when it involves the untimely death of someone so loved. Prince William's reflections on the aftermath of his mother's death reveal the deep internal turmoil he experienced. He likened the loss to an earthquake, an event that completely shook his world, leaving him struggling to grasp the reality of her passing. The conflicting emotions that followed were overwhelming, and the intensity of his grief was difficult to comprehend, especially given his young age. He found it hard to express his sadness, which was compounded by the complexities of royal life that often stifled open emotional communication. A poignant moment in his relationship with Diana was a promise he made to her during a private, intimate conversation. Despite the personal nature of the promise, William pledged to one day restore her royal title, a vow that underscored their enduring bond. However, the tragic reality of Diana's untimely passing meant that this promise could never be fulfilled. The moment also highlighted the delicate balance between personal desires and the constraints imposed by royal titles, expectations, and public scrutiny. The emotional weight of this promise was profound, and it was made even more poignant by the fact that Diana was moved to tears when she heard it. Her son's sincerity in this promise reflected the deep love and devotion between mother and son, a bond that transcended the royal protocol that often defined their lives. Tragically, Diana's passing prevented William from being able to fulfill that promise, leaving him with a sense of unfulfilled potential and dreams that would never come to fruition. Despite this, Diana's legacy has lived on in her children, motivating them to carry forward her compassion, empathy, and commitment to service. Her spirit continues to guide William, especially in his philanthropic work and his dedication to causes such as mental health. Through his actions and the way he lives his life, William honors his mother's memory, continuing the legacy she left behind, even though she was never able to see him ascend to the throne or realize the promise he had made. Prince William's reflections on his mother's tragic death reveal a complex journey of grief, healing, and a desire to protect his family from the same media intrusion that played a role in her passing. He admitted that, at one point, he had wished for his mother to leave the United Kingdom before the fatal accident, a wish that was rooted in the dangers posed by the relentless paparazzi and media scrutiny. Diana's untimely death was a stark reminder of the dangerous consequences of such harassment, an experience that ultimately influenced how William would handle his own family's privacy. To protect his wife, Kate Middleton, from the invasive media attention, William used the legal protections available through European Union law, marking a significant moment in both his personal healing journey and his approach to family life. This decision signaled a turning point for William, who had spent years grappling with the grief of losing his mother. Through this process, Kate played a crucial role in his emotional recovery, offering support and stability. Her unwavering dedication to his well-being allowed William to face the complexities of their life together with resilience and grace, while also honoring his mother's memory. The legacy of Diana loomed large in William's relationship with Kate, influencing even their engagement. When William proposed to Kate, he presented her with the iconic sapphire and diamond ring that had originally belonged to his mother, a gesture that symbolized the unbreakable bonds of family. The ring, which had been passed down to Kate, not only connected her to William's late mother, but also served as a testament to the enduring love between them. This powerful moment was widely seen as a symbolic gesture, a way to intertwine the past and present while honoring the memory of Diana, whose legacy continues to shape William's life. In a BBC documentary about mental health, William spoke eloquently about the emotional impact of becoming a father. He shared how the experience of raising his own children stirred up memories of his loss, causing him to reconnect with buried feelings from his own childhood. His relationship with his father, Prince Charles, also played a significant role in helping him navigate the highs and lows of fatherhood, as it reawakened deep emotions about his own experiences of growing up without his mother. This personal insight into William's emotional landscape highlights how his role as a parent has both deepened his empathy and influenced his perspectives on grief and healing. Prince William's journey of healing and self-reflection has been shaped by the profound impact of his mother's death. As he navigates fatherhood and his royal responsibilities, he has confronted the ghosts of his past with newfound clarity and vulnerability. The resurfacing of old feelings of grief has been particularly intense at times, with memories of loss coming in waves, especially when exposed to new challenges. During these emotional moments, William has found solace in the unwavering support of his wife, Kate Middleton, and his family. Kate's own close-knit family dynamic has been a key source of strength and comfort for William, highlighting the importance of familial bonds in his emotional recovery. In reflecting on his relationship with his mother, William has been guided by a deep sense of love and admiration for Princess Diana. He continues to honor her memory by sharing stories about Diana with his own children, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. These moments of connection not only ensure that Diana's legacy is preserved, but also provide William with an opportunity to express his enduring love for her. He often recounts these memories to George and Charlotte, describing the immense affection he felt for Diana and the significance she holds in his life. The memories that William cherishes most are those of his time with Diana, especially the moments they shared together during his childhood. He recalls how, during their time at boarding school, Diana would play music to help soothe her son's anxieties. One song in particular, "The Best" by Tina Turner, remains especially significant to William. He fondly remembers singing along with Diana in the car, surrounded by love and laughter. These tender recollections are a source of comfort and strength for William, reminding him of the resilience and bravery he inherited from his mother. Through these personal reflections, William has found a way to carry his mother's legacy forward, not just as a figure of immense public significance, but as a mother whose love and guidance continue to shape his life. The tenderness and love he continues to feel for Princess Diana plays an integral role in his ability to cope with the challenges of grief, while ensuring that her spirit endures through the generations to come. Following the death of his mother, Princess Diana, Prince William found solace in the serene beauty of the Scottish countryside. The vastness of nature offered him a refuge, a peaceful sanctuary where he could begin the healing process and find emotional clarity. It was in the landscapes of Scotland that William felt a deep connection, not only to the land but to a sense of inner peace that seemed to elude him elsewhere. For William, Scotland became a symbol of solace, a place where his spirit could recover from the emotional turmoil he was facing after such a significant loss. It was also in Scotland that he encountered Kate Middleton, who would later become his wife, adding another layer of meaning to his bond with the country. Their shared love for Scotland, with its natural beauty and cultural significance, became an integral part of their lives. The town of St. Andrews, where they met while attending the university there, held a special place in their hearts as it represented both their romantic beginning and a lasting connection to a shared future. William and Kate wanted to instill the same love for Scotland in their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, ensuring that future generations would grow up with a similar affection for the land and its rugged, beautiful terrain. During these difficult years, Queen Elizabeth II also provided unwavering support to William, offering both guidance and strength. Her role in his life was pivotal, especially after the death of his mother. William often spoke of the importance of having someone like the Queen to look up to, someone who understood the complexities of royal life and could offer comfort during times of personal loss. Her steady presence during his grief helped shape his understanding of resilience and provided him with the tools to navigate such deep emotional pain. However, William's journey of coping with loss has also been marked by new challenges. The reported tensions between William and his brother, Prince Harry, brought another layer of sadness and reminded William of the void left by the passing of Diana. According to Diana's biographer, Andrew Morton, Diana had always hoped that her children would remain close and provide each other with support throughout their lives. The public rift between William and Harry dashed those hopes and left a lingering sadness over the royal family. The tension between the brothers became a poignant reminder of the complexities of family dynamics, especially when compounded by the weight of their royal duties and responsibilities. For William, this breakup added a layer of complexity to his grief, as it highlighted the difficult nature of family relationships, even as he continued to navigate life without his mother's physical presence. Through these challenges, William has continued to carry Diana's legacy, while also confronting the realities of royal life and the personal sacrifices it demands. The process of healing has not been linear, and it is clear that his emotional journey remains ongoing, shaped by his love for his mother, the memory of her support, and the challenges of his royal role.